Mrs. Tucker Thomas says her husband claims to be building generational wealth, but he can't even pay their bills. Today on Divorce Court. All rise. The Honorable Judge Starr presiding.
Hello, everyone. You may be seated.
Your Honor, the case of Tucker Thomas v. Thomas.
Thank you so very much. Welcome to Divorce Court. I'm glad to have you both here with me today, and I'm glad that you have joined me for another case where a couple is facing a crossroads. Today's couple in Divorce Court have been together for 24 years. They've been married for 14 years. They share 3 children, but as I said, there's a crossroads, and I'm about to find out why. Mrs. Tucker Thomas, Mr. Thomas, welcome to Divorce Court. Mrs. Tucker Thomas, why are we here today?
Your Honor, I'm 40, and I'm just to the point where everything in my life is up for reevaluation, and nothing is off limits, including my marriage. I'm just tired of the disrespect. I'm tired of the sharp tongue. I'm just tired. And at this point, if he don't get it together, then I'm gonna serve him with divorce papers.
You brought divorce papers to court today.
Yes, ma'am.
Well, let me first say black don't crack, because you look beautiful, Miss 40-year-old, at the own crossroads yourself. Mr. Thomas, you have a fabulously wonderful lady standing over here. How you messed that up?
Your Honor, I don't know. It's just been so long. I'm just here to save my marriage. We got way too much time in to just throw it away on, because she's tired.
Well, I don't think it's just tired. I think it's tired because behaviors have changed. And as I like to say, sometimes a partner's needs change. Let's see what changes have occurred in your marriage over these last 2 decades. Let me go on back to you. Mrs. Tucker Thomas, why don't you tell me how you met and then what led us to get to this point?
Well, I was in management training at a fast food restaurant, and...
You were a young person.
16.
Okay. First job, right?
Yeah, it was my
Same
first
here,
job.
I was a fry girl, okay?
So I was in management training, and Terry was just, a regular employee at the restaurant. And when we first met, he flirted with me a little bit, and, me being in management training, it's like, I can't date people that I work with, especially if I'm gonna be in charge of you. And so I just kind of informed him that I don't date people that I worked with, and he quit.
Really?
Yeah, so he quit, and then he sang to me this McDonald's French fry song, and before I knew it, we were dating, and it was a song that he created. You remember, he was 16 at the time.
Okay, I got news for you. A McDonald's French fry song will make a woman lose her mind, okay?
Especially at 16.
At 16 years old. So, was it love at first sight for you, Mr. Thomas?
Yes, I mean, as you can see, she looks like this since we was, kids. So, yeah, I definitely, I felt it,
So, Mrs. Tucker Thomas, how'd it go wrong?
I don't even know where to start.
Start with money, because at the root of all evil can be finances. I understand that the money matters really started to matter to you.
Yeah, so Terry, our brains just don't work the same when it comes to, I guess, money, really. The major bills are just being taken care of by me. I took care of life.
Okay, but Mr. Thomas, what role were you going to play in that?
I'm just built off generational wealth. Because I'm an entrepreneur, and I believe we'll never, be rich or be able to take care of our kids by working a 9 to 5, I spend most of my time trying to build something that'll last.
What's the foundation of that wealth? What is it that you're doing, and where's that money right now?
I have been building that for years now. So, I have some money saved as well as we have money together. But...
And you don't have it in the bank, and you're not... See, generational wealth requires you to have a foundation. Everybody starts out somewhere. What I'm trying to get you to explain to me is, where did you start?
I pretty much started out doing music. And as the older I got, I figured out that you really had to build something. So I started a custom T-shirt shop. I had a plan. 50,000 shirts at $20 a pop is $1 million. So that was kind of like my
But what's your
foundation.
business plan to do that? What was your market analysis?
Basically, I would continue to become popular in music, and then I would also wear my own brand as well.
That's not a market analysis. No. And the reason I'm being tough on you is because when you are trying to build a business, you need a business plan. Because if you don't have a plan, then you are going to fail, okay? Those who fail to plan to fail.
And he make all those plans by himself.
I'm concerned that you all didn't have a family plan.
We did not. We're growing into it, and we're still growing at this point.
But you've been married a long time.
Yes, we've been married a long time, and we had kids before we got married. So it was just kind of at this point, you know, we had a situation with my daughter where we thought that she was sexually active, and we couldn't really prove that she was sexually active. But in that moment, I needed Terry to be like a co-counselor with me. Instead, he just kind of
a partner is what you're talking about.
Yeah, he just kind of flew off the handle, and he started calling her a whore and said that she was performing oral sex in the park, which she was not, by the way. But it was just kind of like how he just like jumped in there. And at this point, their relationship was really close. They used to go on daddy-daughter dates. They used to have really open communication, and to see that reaction and watch her like shut down that communication with us, it was like it kind of changed a major part of our life.
And your family dynamic.
Yeah.
Mr. Thomas, why don't you tell me how that all went down? Because I can imagine from a father's perspective that was not a comfortable conversation to have.
I just don't like sugarcoating. And I can say it as best I can. I got a 15-year-old daughter, and I was 15, and I know what 15-year-old girls did when they weren't supposed to be outside after a certain time. And when I heard it, I didn't really know how to respond, and I responded the best way I knew how. Was, we're not gonna have this. We're not gonna be performing oral sex in a park after dark. We're not gonna, and it goes for my sons too, because, you know, why would you want them to put smut on your name? The world is cold. So if she start doing stuff this young, by the time she get older, then what is her name gonna be?
But it's not that I necessarily disagree with you on the coldness of the world, but there's a way to talk to a young woman or a young man, like by saying, what is it that you want out of life and out of your relationships? And, you know, sweetheart, the only thing that you have in this life is your name.
Yes.
And your integrity and your character.
Yes, ma'am.
So what do you want people to say about you when you're not in the room? See, these are the kinds of ways that you can be just as harsh without being harsh, because that's your child.
We were at a dinner with friends. He has lyrics in his song that describes me, about what happens in our bedroom.
So in other words, you the freak of the weekend, you are the subject of the conversation.
Yes, yes. And
I'm saying, I thought it was a compliment. You would think.
We had a situation where Terry is kind of very sensitive about his music. He's into music. And
what kind of music?
He does rap, a little bit of R&B, and at this point he was doing a little bit of R&B, which, you know, is not, you know, not his niche.
In other words, he's not, shall we say, a singer?
Yes.
I'm sensitive because I'm an artist. I don't think that she respects my craft.
I'm not going to evaluate your talent. I'm just going to take the facts as they come. Fair?
Yeah,
Yes,
so
ma'am.
at this point, we were at a dinner with friends, or his friends, really, and he has lyrics in his song that describes me. And so anybody who hears this song obviously knows that it's me. And in this song, it's telling about what happens in our bedroom. I was raised, you know, what happens in your house stays in your house.
So wait a minute, are we talking sexually suggestive lyrics?
Yes. So in these lyrics, he's describing a certain sexual act, and they're talking about it in his group of friends, and that is embarrassing. It's
so
embarrassing.
In other words,
to hear.
you the freak of the weekend, you are the subject of the conversation.
Yes, yes. And
I'm saying, I thought it was a compliment. You would think she would love the fact that I'm talking about her and not somebody else, like, you know.
But Mr. Thomas, here's my question. Did you have a conversation with your wife on what your lyrics in your music is going to be, so that she was comfortable if you're going to be speaking about her?
She never, like, said she likes my music to say if it mattered or not.
I mean, I'm the mother of his kids.
I thought it was a compliment.
And, you know,
my whole thing was just like, you know, it was simple, you know. She made me collapse.
It's like you're talking to a stranger about what happens in the privacy of our own home, in our bedroom,
So
not
Mr.
just the
Thomas,
home, in our
it
bedroom.
sounds like you crossed a boundary.
I mean, it's just like when she came in my studio and crossed the boundary about my music. Like, I didn't come in your area and knock over your computer.
So what boundary did she cross?
Basically coming into my creative space and talking to me crazy, laughing about what I'm doing. Like,
I didn't necessarily laugh as much as
he wasn't laughing with me because I wasn't laughing.
He definitely wasn't laughing.
He had probably been used to you being as supportive as you were comfortable with,
yeah,
but not in a manner in which that he could have interpreted as insulting. Mr. Thomas, am I correct in my interpretation?
Like I said, she don't really support my music like she says she does. She comes around and she kind of laughs, and if I say you like this, she like, I like the beat or something. She'll always kind of dance around it, and I know the difference because I make music, and I know if you don't like it, you don't like it. That's cool.
Are you successful at it?
In some shape or form, yes.
What is in some shape or form?
Meaning I can go places and I'm recognized for doing music, and I've had a lot of experience.
That's called popular. That doesn't mean successful. Mr. Thomas, I'm talking, do you make money from what you're doing?
I'm not making a lot of money. I ain't gonna lie and say I'm making a lot of money. I make money.
What was the check that you picked up at the end of all of that?
It was only like $250.
Okay, so do you understand that $250 is not gonna build generational wealth?
No, yeah.
It's not.
And we went to a strip club last night.
Went to the strip club last night?
Yeah.
They usually want you to make it rain. They usually want you to put some money. I mean, not that the judge knows anything about what happens at a strip club. Let us be very clear. This is what I've heard.
Right, okay, all right.
Not that Corey told me, so I can make sure we keep us straight over in here. No, but you usually have to have a little cash when you go to strip club.
Yes.
For courtesy of her, I didn't do any raining.
Okay.
We did not make it
into.
rain.
What are you bringing to the table other than a dream and an appetite, sir?
I do stuff to make ends meet, but I don't want to give up the dream.
But that works when you're 18 to 26. And that's why I see Mrs. Tucker Thomas holding divorce papers in her hand. Do you see how serious she is? I'm just trying to establish, Mr. Thomas, you said to me you wanted to build generational wealth. You said that you wanted to build something for your family. It doesn't sound like the music, the multiple hustles, which I admire, is a long-term plan of action. And I get the feeling that's why Mrs. Tucker Thomas walked in here and said she's tired. So I just want to know, Mrs. Tucker Thomas, what do you want out of the second half of a relationship if you were to continue in this relationship?
At this point, we've had so much in the first half. I just want some peace, some stability of what exactly he wants to do, because he has so many hustles, because he's involved in so many things. I just want him to decide, to make up his mind about what he wants to do.
And Mr. Thomas, what do you need in this relationship? What would be the second half if it were to last?
Just the respect and the belief, like believe in me, believe that I'm actually gonna make it. And you know, I ain't saying go out of your comfort zone to really help me do it, but act like you believe it's gonna happen and put in a little effort.
At some point, you have to grow up. That French fry song doesn't float anymore because now there's college to worry about for young people. There are goals that they may have and that you as a family may have. And at this age, when you're children, you only have one more child under 18 years old in the house. Shouldn't you all be planning for what's next as a couple? Don't you want to travel? Don't you want to be able to go on date nights with just each other? You have to be able to afford that. What are you bringing to the table other than a dream and an appetite, sir?
I'm trying different things. Like, I'm not just walking around trying to sell a shirt every day or trying to rap every day. Like, I'll go and do side jobs. I'll actually go and do camera work because I got a degree in audio video. So I do stuff to make ends meet, but I don't want to give up the dream.
But that works when you're 18 to 26. When you start to hit 40, folk are going to want to have a long-range plan in order to stick with you. They're going to want to see some of these dreams come to fruition. That in order for you to have the kind of woman that is going to support you, you're going to need to come in with a serious plan of action. And that's why I see Mrs. Tucker Thomas holding divorce papers in her hand. Do you see how serious she is? So I'm gonna ask you, Mrs. Tucker Thomas, what would you need to hear and see not to ask me to serve those papers?
I don't know if I necessarily need to hear something as much as I need to see it.
Then
because
you want some action now.
Yeah.
Would you please tell your husband what actions he would need to take for you to say, Judge, do not serve the papers?
I just need him to, I just need you to decide on what you want to do. That's such a loaded question. I don't really know how to answer that. It's like, how do you sum up 24 years of being together to say, this is what I want you to do? The most I can say is I just want you to be present, to communicate, to do everything at this point.
You're just tired.
Yeah, I'm just tired.
Is there enough left in the tank to sit down with a marriage counselor to help you all start to plan for the second half? Or, quite frankly, are you ready to walk into your second half yourself, by yourself?
I definitely think that it's worth saving, mostly because we've been together so long. We're just to the point where...
I'm not asking you if you're comfortable, because
I'm
socks are comfortable.
Yeah. Oh, definitely.
Yeah. But are you satisfied?
No.
See, you know what I mean? Like, you can get legs, pantyhose, and be comfortable. But fishnets, that'll make you want to rock and roll.
Very true. Very true. And it's like, no, I'm not comfortable, and I definitely wouldn't be settling. Terry's a whole mood. He's just we definitely have something worth saving. I just think that we're stuck in our 16-year-old selves.
It sounds like you grew up and Mr. Thomas did not.
Yeah.
I'm grown.
So then what's your plan? I'm gonna sit right here. What's your plan?
When I leave here today, I'm going to go and apply myself. Like, I feel like over these 24 years, I applied myself to what I wanted, and I didn't really apply myself to what she wanted. So I feel like I will apply myself at least to that. Like I said, my main thing is I just don't want to give up the dream of actually making it somewhere. You only fail if you quit, right?
I agree with you, but I want you to also, as you apply yourself to something that she'd like, I'd like you to apply yourself to an actual plan of action for supporting your wife and your family. That's not a little $250 gig every now and again. You're a grown man.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
That requires you to act like a grown man.
Yes, ma'am.
You can't lead the family unless you lead the family.
I figured with the plan of attack on the generational wealth thing, it would be leading us to something more than just a 9 to 5.
A 9 to 5 is the foundation of generational wealth. I don't know anybody, Mr. Bezos, Mr. Appleman, okay? None of them.
They all had a 9 to 5.
Didn't start out somewhere. And then when they ended up in their garage creating whatever it is they were creating, you know, that partner that was there with them, they were putting all the hours in. So again, you can't expect her to put all the hours in if you're not going to put all the hours in. Mrs. Tucker Thomas, do you want me to serve those papers?
No, I would rather work on what we have, especially if he's genuine about wanting to put in the work, to listen to what
It's time for you to put in the work.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay?
I will.
And I appreciate you wanting to build generational wealth, but for right now, I'd like you to get to the next generation. And the only way you're going to do that is to be a living, breathing example of the kind of husband and father that the next generation can admire.
Yes, ma'am.
That starts with working a 9 to 5. That's my verdict.
So you're just gonna start the divorce papers, though?
Of course. I mean, I want you to know that I'm serious about what's going on.
But I've been working hard enough to get this thing up.
But what's considered working hard?
I get up every day and I do what I need to do to try to make something happen for us. It's generational wealth. Like, that's the...
Generational wealth is only gonna take us so far if we're not in the current situation, if we're not handling what needs to be done.
Yeah, we just need to work together for the most part.
Yeah,
Made
in Georgia.